I'm going to describe a really bad order I just took. Not here. I stopped to pull over to do my camera and all. But a really bad, really bad order, food delivery order. And this was just those, what are they called? The Asian teas? T-E-A. Yeah, T-E-A, yes. Okay. But, and basically I took the order. It was supposed to be right there, right there where I was, but across the street. But the map, which was, the usual one, took me all over the place. And I've never seen the place before. Didn't know it was there. Kind of figured where it was. Just kind of guessed. But, yeah, I got to it. But it took a while because it kept saying it was on this side, then it said on that side, and I'm like, really? So I finally get there, and it was just across the street. We're down the road, but across the street. And the guy is apparently all by him. Well, he was. I didn't see anybody else, by himself. And it was 5 of those teas that some of them have to be shaken on the machine, and some have to this. And he was by himself, and he was new. He did not know how to make them. Okay, which way was I supposed to go on this road? Let me see. Definitely did not want to go the wrong way on this road. Who knows where I would have wound up. Actually I would know. It would be at South Fork Ranch. But I got turned around. Anyway, that neighborhood, any neighborhood out here, it is easy to get turned around. Seriously, because they do those that way on purpose. And if you're not looking at your map, forget it. You're not going to get out of there easily. But this way, anyway. So I go to the place, and the guy's by himself. So I see he's working on the first one. I'm thinking, wow. So I asked him for the restroom. Went to the restroom. Took a little bit of time. Not any time on purpose, but that just just to kind of. There was nobody in there. I just didn't want to just stand out there and wait and stand, but I didn't. Wow, what am I saying? I saw nothing else to do in there, and I was washing my hands, just looking, my face, doing this kind of thing, wasting time, in other words, and not standing in front of him and making him nervous that he would slow down, because really, they should have been done. But I get it, because they're made out of some kind of, something that's frozen. I saw what he was using, and I guess he thought I'd just wait until she gets here, and then I started. My goodness. And so came out, and I think he was just on the second one. And I was wasting time. I just walked around, looking at this and looking at that outside that door and all that. And I stood there. I just decided to stand there, so I stand there and wait. And I mean, he was slow. He had to read the instructions, which were on the wall, and how to do each one of them. He apparently just started working there, and nobody else, like I said, nobody else was there, luckily. And I got another offer while I was in the restroom. That's what it was I was looking at. I had another offer come through, and it was like it was so stupid. It was something like $1 and something. Again, this $1 and something, add-on. No, thank you. I'm not doing it. Cancel. No. And by the way, when I accepted this order, another app had sent me one. I hadn't had any on either one of them so far. And I declined that. But the thing was, I went to log off, and they had the button for a new order came through of $2 and something. And of course, it clicked that instead of I think most know what I'm talking about, to go offline. They need to move that, and I've been saying that, and I called them and talked to them. I didn't this time, to move that. So we don't accept dumb offers, but of course they're not going to. Hello, I cannot get all conspiracy theorists about that. But anyway, so I canceled that one, and I sent him a text while I was sitting there waiting for him several texts actually, for that guy to finish that freaking order. I mean, it was unbelievable that he was taking so much time. And I even went in, okay, I'm gonna sit here. I even went in the app for the guy, the ice cream guy, and I had never filled one of those out before on what's going on with there's a problem kind of thing. And I didn't know if it would just, cancel the order or what. I had no idea. And they don't all work exactly the same way. Hey, Taz. She had a Taz on the front of the UPS truck, USPS truck. Anyway, so I go ahead and I do fill it all out, and it says, do you want to wait? Something about like that. You're going to wait for the order, and I put yes. I was there. Little did I know, I think he was working on whichever one at that point, but he took forever. And finally, I asked him, I said, how long do you think it's going to take? He goes, I'm on the last one right now. That wasn't right when I did that. He wasn't on the last one out of 5. So it took that last one forever, it seemed. I mean, you're standing, you know how it is. You're standing, you're waiting. You're like, what the crap? I can't leave because, I've been waiting this long. Luckily, well, bad thing is that it was the noon hour, which is the rush hour for lunch. But luckily, at the same time, that I had something, because usually there's so many, it's so saturated out here in Texas, North, I've mentioned all that before. But where I was, it's the whole county is saturated where I am. And, but anyway, luckily I had at least something. So finally he finishes and he puts it in these flimsies. There was 5 of them. Puts 3 in one bag, 2 in the other bag. And I'm like, this is, they put lids on them so if they fall over, not lids, but it's, I don't know what you call it. But it won't allow this stuff to come out, even if it tumps over. Maybe all the way, I don't know. But in order to get it in my SUV, I had to I have a bag, one of those bags. I had to put stuff around inside the bag, my own little hot cold bag that I put, soda in, something to drink, and even since I'm diabetic, something to eat in case it goes too low, and this kind of thing. I had to put that in there, and then a thing of tissue paper to just keep them standing up in that bag. I'm serious. I don't have enough cup holders for that, and I've never really had to ever worry, really. And so anyway, so I get on the road, and I know, kind of know where I'm going here. And the map, I don't know what's going on with that map today. Yeah, it was weird. But, so I get going on the right road. Of course, it's the usual people were traveling too slow. Today's a day, there's many people traveling slow, but also tailgate, always tailgaters. So, but also people driving slow. It is a 40-mile-per-hour road. Plus the map was telling me it was 30, and it was flashing, that I better slow down. But it's actually 45 there, and of course people were ticked off at me. But anyway, and then I remember that's not on. They don't know that I'm doing that. Anyway, next thing I know, there's a funeral. Well, it's sad. Okay, let's have respect. Let's show respect. May they rest in peace. But so I know how to behave at a funeral, and the cops came out in the road, and I was the first person there, and they came out and stopped traffic, and it was not too long. I've seen ones that were longer, and all the people, you respectfully you wait for them to go. Well, if the police are standing there, especially, guarding the road, and somebody drove up beside me. Guess what it is? You got it. The police finally left, and it was on somebody parked next to me, 4-door sedan, and it was a guy, and apparently we weren't going fast enough for him. Okay, the funeral wasn't going fast enough for him, so he got in front of me, I kid you not, and was basically tailgating the last person in the funeral. What is it called? Progression? Is that what they call it? Funeral progression? What is it called? I can't remember. I haven't used that term since I was young. Yeah. But anyway, and then he turned the same place. It was a bit up the road. They're going really slow too, and he turned the same cutoff that I would, and got down, and then somebody started tailgating me and got into the place to, where I had to, the way it was on the map, like I said, the map kept messing up. And I, of course, because somebody was really close, I think I already said that, but I missed my cutoff, and it took me to the next road, and I had to go basically around the neighborhood and get back out. Not the whole neighborhood, but just a road or two. And that guy was sitting there at the end of the road, right where I would have parked. And of course, he was sitting on the wrong side of the road. So, because that's what these three, anytime I've seen them, I've seen plenty of them, old, gray, or mainly gray or silver four-door sedans, and they're always parking somehow wrong, illegally. Maybe even a lot of people do that, don't they? You're looking down the road, aren't you? And I am not an innocent. I did it one time and turned around. I was started to, and I said, no, I'm going to turn around and work right. You got to be a beacon. You can't be a beacon if your light don't shine. And where does that come from? A song, and it put it that way, don't shine. It doesn't. But anyway, so I had to go a little up the road and park and walk down. And when I did, I saw all this stuff at the door, left at the door too, by that guy. He was still sitting there, the one parked on the wrong side of the road, four-door sedan. He also parked at the end of a road. Whenever people turn, they're going to hit you. And I think, from everything I remember, that is also against the law. You can't park at the, where somebody turns. And that happens a lot out here. A lot of these places where people live, and at nighttime, that is pretty scary when you're turning right, and there's a car right there, and there's cars parked on the other side. That's pretty, whoa. I could have hit him. First time it happened to me, I was like, whoa, Adam was with me. He didn't even see it either. There's no lights in some of these places at night. Yeah. So anyway, so I finally get to the freaking place. And I see that the guy had delivered a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. My alarm went off. But, okay, I take so many medicines. I line them all up on my alarm along with doctor's appointments and all that kind of stuff. And it just went off. I don't know if it beeps in or not. But anyway, so deliver it, and I don't trust the guy that's still sitting out there after he delivered his order. And it was all there when I got there. And I just don't trust these people, because the way that they look at me, seriously, when I see them, or they see me, and no matter what kind of situation, they give me the dirtiest look, like real anger. And they're from all the people I've seen, different ethnic groups. And different. I'd say they're mainly, though, I would say they're mainly in their 30s, and they look upper middle class, but what they're driving is old four-door sedans, like I said, I was saying, and they look like the sedans look like they've been in a wreck or two, and they looked like really old. And Adam said that they probably sell them someplace for, if they've been in a wreck, and they just sell them for like $1,000 or something, to these places. Maybe you're way too close, way too close. I had to squeeze in. At least I got a good sense of humor overall, I might vent, but some of it, at some point, I just go, what the crap, But anyway, got all that done, but I took a picture and I did video. I always do video if I can. And sometimes they meet me at the door when it's supposed to be leave at the door, and there's a story on one of them, and I've learned from now on, whenever something weird happens, I'm losing my voice again. When something weird happens, I will call the cops. Because what happened at one time was, I don't know. I'm still shaken up over it. But yeah, it wasn't me well, actually it was. It was both me and another woman, a customer, that I was a little afraid for. More than a little afraid, really. But anyway, this one I delivered to, I put it down, and I made sure I took pictures of the drinks standing up, and on the other people's drinks, I put them real close. They put them on the mat. I don't put anything on the mat. People put their dirty feet on that mat, but then again, they also walk up to it with their dirty feet. You see? But still, the mats, sometimes they're also rain, rain hits them and it stays there. I'm not putting any bag or anything on top of rain on a mat. Not good. So anyway, and plus people can't open the door if you do it wrong, so I just put it back, closer to me from the mat, from the door, and the door. Anyway, so then I made a video and I turned around and that guy was gone. So, the people inside, they probably heard me. May have heard me. I don't care. I make videos. Why would I care? But you get what I'm saying. I usually do. So if anything happens, but I know one of them, they don't seem to care. They just send out a, from what I understand, on that one I apparently have never ever had, anybody claim to, not the one I was using, this one, but the other one, I've never had anybody claim that they did not receive it apparently. I don't know, maybe they just don't care. Maybe they know this happens a lot. But that one seems to, anytime something happens that is something they should have already informed you of, I don't even know how to say it. It's not a contract violation or anything. It's just, a little training. What did one of them call it? I spoke to her, why are you sending me this? She basically said it was something like a teachable moment or something. And it may have been that whole thing of cancellation, because some of my orders will pop up. You're like, to look at, and they're gone. I don't accept them. Sometimes I would accept them, and then they were gone. Like that. The offers. But then when I accepted it, it's an order, and all of a sudden, it's gone. And they were blaming me. They were adding to my cancellation rate. And I said, no, I'm not canceling this. Speaking of, I need to check, because they give you 6 to 12 hours that somebody will contact you when you leave them a text. Wow. One of them says, it's just like it says up to 24 hours. So, but anyway, I think I heard a couple of bings. I'm going to go home for lunch. I only did that one order, that one like that. That was pretty crazy. I don't think I expressed it right, but it was one, frustration after another. The time I stayed there, waiting for it, I don't even know how long it was. And anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go home. I'm gonna have my salad, and then I'm gonna probably go back out. It's 1:11 now, and probably go back out at 2:30. I say that, and it takes me so long. Like I said earlier, well, in a different video part of this, was that I left at 10 because I wanted to be at 10. I don't remember what it was, but I wanted to be out there by 10:30 or something, and it was like more like 11. And I only had that one good offer all that time. Anyway, it's 1:12 now. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye. Okay, I want to add a little to it. I looked it up. It's procession with a C. Yeah, I knew it. I was saying it's not progression. It's, what is it? Yeah, hello. Like I said, I hadn't used it since probably I was really young. Maybe even a kid. Last time I heard it. Maybe. I could be wrong too. But anyway, procession. Funeral procession. Anyway, I've wrapped it up then at that place, and I was near where Elvis lives. I probably might not put that video on this channel, but somewhere back behind there or wherever, I saw a guy come out, and he was dressed like Elvis. He looked like, the older Elvis. Yeah, he was an impersonator. Okay, now I could get that one wrong too, because I haven't used it. Impersonator. Yeah, when you get old, you know so many words. I mean, so many words and slang and street and, on and on. See? Boy, but I'm really tired lately. And just in case you're wondering, I've been very tired. I wound up yesterday, once again, in the ER. And this one was kind of bad, but the results turned out really good. And I learned something yesterday that I never have been told about blood pressure in the past. I've had high blood pressure for 35 years. I was never told this. So I'll do a video, maybe. Or it'll come up in another video, maybe. Talk to you on another video. Bye.